The Supreme Court is working through its term, deciding which cases they're going to hear. And yesterday, they dropped a bombshell.
Planned Parenthood is applauding a decision by the Supreme Court not to hear an appeal in a case involving Medicaid funding. The decision leaves in place a lower court ruling that blocks Louisiana and Kansas from banning Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers from Medicaid programs.
The decision reflects a split among conservatives on the bench, Chief Justice John Roberts and new Justice Brett Kavanaugh, siding with the liberals in the decision.
Wow. This is a major news announcement, right? The Supreme Court refused to hear a case attempting to defund Planned Parenthood, which is great news for women's health and very weird news for Brett Kavanaugh fans. Because he was one of the justices who voted not to hear this case. So if you're a pro-choice person, you should be buying Brett Kavanaugh a gift right now. And Justice Kavanaugh, I don't know, what would you like?
I still like beer.
My man. Moving on, school lunches are an important part of America's school system, right? They keep kids fed, and they keep lunch ladies off the streets. Because if Mrs. Craggle wasn't busy making tater tots, she'd be out stealing your car stereo, people. But now, thanks to President Trump, there are changes coming to the menu.
There's a shakeup coming to the cafeteria. While kids might be excited about it, some parents are not too happy.
The Trump administration is scaling back on school lunch standards put in place during the Obama era. The U.S. school lunch program will now include food made mostly of refined grains. The Obama administration only allowed whole grains to be served. Low-fat chocolate milk will also be allowed again, and the Trump administration's new sodium rules are more lenient than before.
What the He's making the food unhealthier. Like, President Trump is taking away school's healthy lunch requirement. Why would you do this? I guess because maybe he wants kids to grow up to be just like him? What is he doing? Like, next, Melania's gonna change her initiative to be obese? Is that what it's gonna be? Any child eat the vegetable in front of me, I slap the shit out of them. Moving on to international news, the British Parliament this week has been working on a vote for their upcoming Brexit deal. And it has been a complete shit show, or as the British call it, a parade of poo. And yesterday, one MP snapped.
A Liberal member of the House of Commons did this. He took matters into his own hands by attempting to remove the mace from the chamber. Now, the mace is basically a gold crown on a 5-foot gold stick. It represents the authority of the Queen in Parliament. And without the mace in the room, they can't meet or pass laws.
Order, put it back. No, order. No.
Okay. First of all, they can still make the laws, it's just a stick. And secondly, that was the most British heist I've ever seen in my life. He was like, pardon me, I'll be stealing this now, pardon me. And the other guy's like, actually, sir, please refrain from that. You're right, there you are, good day. And I also like that the Queen got so sick of showing up in Parliament meetings, she was just like, you know what, from now on, this stick is in charge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna spend some tax money on my 14th corgi. So, best of luck to the British Parliament as they navigate Brexit. Although, I don't know how you're gonna figure out the most complicated breakup of all time if you can't even figure out how to meet without a golden stick in the room.